Oh, hold on. I need to turn the volume up.
That's the new theme music.
No, yeah. I've been doing stripper announcer voices and then using this a bunch. So I'm like, next, come to the stage, Henry. uh,
I like that a lot.
yeah,
That's
no
really
carnival
good.
parking. Number 9. We were just having a conversation about we're trying
Numero
to
nueve, man. You gotta say you always that's our tagline. You
I
always gotta
know
throw the Spanish in
we've run out. I've run out of Spanish, so
there.
that's it. I
That
maxed out.
ended
I
in
maxed
ocho.
out at 8, and I was iffy on 5 and 6. So that's it.
I like it.
uh, so we were discussing Twitter, or we were trying to explain Twitter to each other, but none of us have any idea what we're actually talking about.
Well, Clint, I like what you said. You said that. What'd you say?
I said it's like Twitter is Instagram for smart people that would like to read.
Yeah.
That's why I never excelled at Twitter.
Yeah, I feel like I'm not gonna be able to excel it either. I just like to look at the pictures, man.
Exactly.
Just like to look at the pictures.
Yeah, I had a joke like that. I'm like, I like Instagram because it's basically, just Twitter with pictures instead of all the writing. Then they increased the writing. Now you can actually write a bunch on Instagram, but it's mandatory just about that you have a fucking picture. So I can at least look at the picture and scroll on by all your bullshit that you wrote.
Yeah. And I don't think most people don't read a lot of that shit.
They actually do
I do.
I don't
definitely
know.
do.
So a lot of people do, but at the same time, I was gonna say because of directions, but at the same time, most people inherently don't follow directions or they would rather ask you. They would rather message you and be like, "Yo, what time is the show?" And you're like, "It's on the fucking flyer. Did you not look at?
Yeah.
Like, what are you talking about?"
Yeah, exactly. Always.
That was the third thing on the flyer, literally. I don't know why are you calling me?
Yeah, that's definitely a fucking. That's why I didn't think people read anything. I actually want to do like a little experiment, but I don't have enough followers. Where I wanted to put like a picture of something beautiful and then write some crazy conspiracy theory underneath it.
Yeah.
Well, that's all those ones they were doing for a while. It's like as soon as Epstein killed himself, it was like, in ancient Egypt, the fucking a little known fact is like the tombs were blah blah blah, and like this big long fucking drawn out thing, and then it's like, and Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself. It's like,
I made one of those. Yeah,
Did
I made
you?
one. Yeah, I made one. That was the only meme I've ever made.
It says when you cover yourself in Madanad, Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself, and that's what happened, right?
Something like that. It was like. It was, you got to make the galamad with a light flowering.
With a hard G.
God. You got to make the galamad with a little bit of flowering. Don't overdo it.
Don't overdo the flower, the galamad.
And by the way, Epstein didn't kill himself, you motherfucker.
Yeah. Speaking of galamad, Epstein didn't kill himself. He would never do that with the galamad. Oh, Jesus.
Oh, God.
That's crazy. Do you think that they just did coronavirus to get rid of Epstein memes? They're like, release it. These Epstein memes are not going away. You better just release the Kraken.
Dude,
it would have been. I would have preferred it if they actually did release the Kraken. That's fucking awesome. Like all of a sudden, in like the East River, the fucking Kraken just pops up out of nowhere. That would be fantastic.
I'm not even sure. Like it's just like a giant octopus or something.
Yeah. It's like a
awesome.
sea monster octopus. Fucking
like when
amazing.
When whales come up and there's like tentacle marks on them and bites out of the back of them. This fucking guy just threw up. That's what it is. It's the Kraken.
You heard Clinton the robot voice, right? Is that why you're laughing?
Yeah. Oh, that's great.
Sorry.
I only heard the whale part, Clint, but
And every time it happens, that is the fucking greatest thing ever. I'm sorry. I fucking spit my soda everywhere. No, I had a better one for the intro to the show, but we just have to see if someone's used it before.
So,
I think that's been used for a show before.
You think? I don't know. I don't know.
I can tell you this will be demonetized by the time it gets to the YouTube.
Yeah. Henry's gonna leave it on.
Only 7 seconds. That's all.
Yeah, right.
I can't take you out right now.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Tell YouTube only 7 seconds.
Yeah.
Come here.
No, the most depressing. Want to hear the most? I'll wait for Henry.
Hey, hold on. They sent a thing. YouTube sent out a notice saying that because of coronavirus, there's not as many people at the office, so they will be like pulling stuff more frequently.
Oh, if you say is that why all my conspiracy things I watch they call it that thing? They don't say it anymore.
Yeah, because they don't get as many hits as soon as it's a buzzword.
Yeah. I noticed that like this week, all the things like that thing that's going on.
Yeah, well, because they were like, look, if you look at our videos, we'll get 7,000 hits on this, and then they're like, check this one where I say it, and then it'll be like 400.
Dude, so I should wait for Henry, but who knows where he went. But
take the dog to pee.
So I found this like new channel on YouTube that is ridiculous, and the guy's got like 4 backup accounts. It is the best shit I've ever seen, and it's all like just breaking down all occult stuff, and not so much on the conspiratorial side either.
Buzzword. This thing's gonna get 3 hits, you fucking dick. No.
Why? What did I say wrong?
You said the O word.
No, you could say that. Oh yeah, but anyway, so this guy, right? So he's got 3 different. He's got his name, some like crazy name, and then like I think he's either a doctor or he's got some kind of crazy degrees, and then whatever on his professional, right? And he's got tons of content on all 3 channels. And I've always heard about. I don't really subscribe to that many channels, other than like my friends or something like that. But I don't. If I like something, it was really hard to find it every time. So you hear about people like they call it shadow banning.
Yeah.
So I subscribe to this guy every single day and every one of his channels, and it never shows that I'm subscribed.
Wow.
I've always heard. I always thought that was like conspiracy people like trying to be like, I'm like, not everything's conspiracy, okay, guys? Like, why, But they all say, oh, I've been shadow banned, and like, you read the comments, people are like, I get your notifications, like, so I always thought that was bullshit. But it just totally happened. And this guy is not, which is weird, is this guy's not really saying conspiracies. This guy is just talking about the history of occult knowledge. And he just breaks it down in such a calm, peaceful, like, I love it. Like, for the last 2 days, it's amazing.
Yeah, but you can't even, they just have a bunch of software that's going over it. And it's just like, no. Just because you mentioned the word, it doesn't take context or anything like that.
That's true. That's very true.
We did.
It's all AI. You're right.
I did so the very first, basically the first freestyle motocross movie. I did a viewing for it with the guys that made the movie, and YouTube pulled us down 30 minutes in for spam. Because I had too many names written in the title or something like that. I'm like, what is your issue? Like, I thought that it was rights to the movie. I'm like, I have the makers of the movie in it, so let me know what you need. And they're like, no, it was turned down. There's no more appeals. And I looked, and I'm like, it says spam and on whatever practices. So I looked, and it said like it's perceived as spam. Because in the title, I had a bunch of people's names, the people that were in it. And I'm like, they're all in the fucking video. I don't know what you want me to do. Like, the people whose names I wrote actually commented on the video like this. Like, I'm like, what else can I do? I don't get it.
I don't know, man, but that's why I think it's really cool that I know of, we got Sam Tripoli started Broken Simulation, right? And obviously you have BitChute. and then I have my friend who's gonna start this other like platform. Um, and I know people think that's crazy. It's never gonna happen, but I think enough people are getting pissed off with YouTube that I think it actually might. I think Sam had over a million. What do you call them? When it's
Subscribers.
no, not subscribers, but like real first time impressions or whatever, where you know it's that one person, not the same computer. That's pretty
Unique.
fucking good, man.
Unique visitors.
Unique visitors. There you go. See,
Yeah.
see what you were saying about the for the smart people. The Instagram is
no, I've just had to deal with this for a long period of time.
That's great. He's got the verbiage.
Yeah,
Mike's
exactly.
like, when
it's like a special person. It came. The special person came, and then there was never anyone like him again. It was just him.
Think about it.
And other
This man
people
had one set of fingerprints.
like him, but not him. There were never a him. He was the only him.
Think about it. Think. Look into it.
Look into that shit.
I wish I was making this up. I wish.
So, you were talking about the Rona. Are we allowed to say that, Clint?
I don't know. Maybe they've got it down that far.
Oh no.
So
so we've been talking about everybody's stuff getting like shadow banned,
demonetized, all that shit.
Yeah, where it doesn't get promoted to anybody because you say the word.
Ooh.
Like we're doctors and we're fucking.
Is that like the Pee-wee's Playhouse thing, like the word of the day?
Yeah.
Well, we don't want to say certain words, and we'll talk about it off air because I know a lot of them.
That's the words of the day you don't want to say.
I've almost said a couple on our. I probably said almost all of them in the first 3 episodes, but we'll try to stay away from them.
Jesus Christ.
But if you want to talk about something really depressing about the current affairs of what's going on, so what I heard, and this one sucks, man. This one really sucks. I hate to tell you guys this one.
Where was that asteroid, by the way? Is that any day now? Or?
Did I tell you guys about that already?
Any minute.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like the end of the month.
You guys, somebody had a date for us last time, and now it's just the end of the month.
Yeah, April 30th.
Yeah, roundabout.
April 30th. No. And if you go on NASA's website, it says that, it's gonna just a huge one's just gonna pass us right by. We're all good. But I would trust Werner von Braun, and
why not? Why not just freak everybody out? They're doing it with Billy Goats.
What happened with Billy Goats?
No, I'm just making up words for it.
I like that.
Billy Goat.
I know what you're doing now.
I called the Billy Goats.
You guys have been fucking reading Twitter all day. He's just brainstorms.
No, actually, I've been writing, helping somebody else write a movie.
Yeah, nice.
For real. Read and wrote more in the last 4 days than I have in the last 5 years.
Fuck yeah.
That's why you hear Clinton more than you ever have in 9 episodes. Because you're just on point right now.
Because I've been reading so much.
He's been reading and writing, and you're just like...
I got myself a word of the day calendar. Kind of killing it.
So how's it going? Are you allowed to speak about this movie?
Yeah. So...
The remake movie, right?
Yeah, exactly. The remake of Fresno Smooth called Baco.
Cool.
So, last time, the last version of Baco he sent me the whole outline. Then he sent me the script, and then I just went through and I tried to make the lines funnier, or if it was riding stuff, I'd fix the verbiage a little bit. He knows about riding, but he tried to explain something in the one description.
That's cool.
So I redid it. But so he had me writing for a couple of characters. Then he sent me Act 1 and he goes, "Hey, write this out." So I just pulled out the characters I was writing for the last time. And then I talked to him. He's like, "No, write everything out." So all it was this happens here.
Where's the rest?
These people argue or whatever, blah, blah, blah. I hadn't even sent it to him. We just had a conversation. And he was like, "No, write for everybody." So I was like, "Oh, fuck." So it was 27 pages written out. And then he's like, "You got to format it like this," and sent me some graphic and shit to look at. And then I guess I didn't do too bad because then he just sent me Act 3 to write out. So I've been writing that right up until we started this just about.
Did he give you? You have like the format on how to write a movie?
Yeah, and we're doing it on. Well, that's what he kept sending me. He sent me a video, like a tutorial on
He
Final
sent you
Draft.
Die Hard, and he's like, "Yeah, just watch this, and
No,
then write all the movie out."
no, he's literally been like, "Hey, go read this script. This is a good script to read. Read this, read that."
I used
This
to
is a
fuck with
movie.
that. I used to fuck with that kind of shit for a while, and I realized I was never gonna make it in that business. But it's really cool.
Dude,
It's really fucking cool.
it was a bit
Writing.
overwhelming. Like trying to go from his outline to written, I felt like I had pressure on me, like I didn't want to screw it up. So I just busted my butt and got it done as fast as I could, like what I could. And he's like, basically, I did a viewing of it with him, and we had some of the people from it. Then a big magazine's writing a story on it, but he's been on and off of this movie for a couple of years, and it came out in '99 or something. So it's like long overdue for a sequel. I started writing with him like a year and a half ago or something, and then we just stopped for probably a year, and then now it's back. So I think this is the time for it. He actually works for like that Beach Body. You know, all those fucking workout things. Sean T and fucking
Oh yeah.
P90X, and like he produces all that shit. So like he does actual production now. He's like the first one. He goes, I just was mad at my dad and was like, fuck you, I'm gonna write this movie because you won't let me go to film school.
That's fucking awesome, man. That's really cool that you're putting your input too on the writing and shit, because so many fucking movies that I hate when they do that shit, when like it's about a specific thing, whatever it is, DJing, writing, whatever, and it's like just so like it's a great movie but it's done wrong. I hate that shit.
Well, production is good, but the actual storyline and everything was not written by somebody that's actually in like the deal.
Yeah, I hate when that happens. And that's so cool that you could put your touch on that. That's awesome, man.
Yeah, and we're looking for big cameos too. Like he pulled some big cameos in the first one, so I won't go into it. I'll tell you guys off. But I've been mentioning people. I'm like, yo, this would be sick, and he's like, let's write it in. Let's try. Let's try and get him. So,
does he have an idea on? Because I heard Hollywood has like stopped production of almost everything. Has he? What are we calling it? Peter Rabbit? What'd you call it?
Billy Goat.
When the Billy Goat is over?
We listen. We're not even done with a first draft. A rough draft, fully written out. Like I'm writing out the third act today. So so I'll do that. I'll send it to him. He's right now he's going back over acts 1 and 2 and like rewriting them or touching them up or whatever. Or basically he writes out the stuff. Like, so he wrote the outline, sent me the outline. I wrote the outline out. He'll go like he already has the way he sees it in his head. So he's looking for me to write stuff different. Cause he said the one time he's like, maybe you caught something that I missed or something. Like maybe you'll write an interesting spin on something and it'll be funny. Like, so basically we're both writing and then we're trying to merge the versions together of whatever the best of both writings are.
That's really cool. It's just you and him, or do you have anyone else in the writing process?
He has some other people helping. The one character is actually his friend who is like off the wall. So he like actually calls him and he's like, yo, okay, so the one scene the guy gave his girlfriend a fake ring. She goes to pawn it to get him out of jail, and the ring is fake. So then he actually like calls his friend or texts him and he's like, yo, explain your way out of like this situation. So then he like does a voice recording and like he's good. So he just like spins this whole circle of like, yeah, the ring is fake, but it's a real ring. And I really went and picked it out. And I had this little sunflower engraved on it because I know you like sunflowers. And like, so like he just spins his way out of the fucking deal. So it's like a lot of that stuff, you almost have to rely on him to come up with that shit because I couldn't ever write. I couldn't come up with that.
Cool. That's fucking awesome, man. And you're adding obviously a lot more comic relief.
Yeah, well, so we're not really too. I am trying to write stuff in, but once we get the draft done, then we'll go back through it and I'll actually look at everybody's dialogue and try to actually just make it so that almost every line is like a funny response. You know when you watch a movie and just everyone's a banger, they're just like boom, 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 just constantly saying funny stuff where funny stuff is happening. Yeah. We're not to that point yet. The general premise and the big things are written out, but then we'll go back and fine-tune dialogue and then go back in and add extra people too. So like, because this is where we were at the last time. He sent me the script and I started doing dialogue, and then he's like, and then we went back through it again, and I was like, can I add somebody? I feel like this scene like needs a weird local dude to like. So then in the last version, I had this weird local guy that kind of hung out and just said nonsense stuff when people were talking, like it didn't really make any sense, and nobody really addressed him or anything. Every once in a while, they'd be like, "What?" But that was it. So like, I may once we get to that point, try and work somebody just weird in again, and just have
That's
fun
awesome,
with
man.
it.
Like, so with with comedy, the whole thing's not a comedy, right? It's more of a cult film. I gotta watch the first one.
Yeah, you do.
I do, so I know what I'm talking about. But
it's like he's going like the last half is basically a lot like the last act is a lot like the last act in Animal House.
Okay.
Parade, fucking mayhem, like just shit's going wrong. That's what I'm writing right now.
Okay. And you're remaking this, right? It's not a sequel.
It's not really a it's like a
reboot.
Well, I don't know. I just watched Jay and Silent Bob like reboot thing where they just no, it's not a reboot. It's not even a remake. It's just like
a reimagining.
Yeah, exactly. It's a
same characters.
It's a new take. No, there's two characters. So there's characters in this movie, but only two people are the same people they were in the last movie.
Okay.
And the one of them is dead. He got killed in the first movie.
Okay.
But I was like,
he come back though, no? If it's a
so yeah, but he's one of the he's one of the originals. So I can't really give that one.
No, yeah, don't do that stuff. What I was getting at. What I was getting at.
He's guiding the one guy like spiritually.
Okay.
And the guy is sponsored by the same sponsor.
All right. Yeah, don't give away too much. But what I wanted to ask you is it similar to joke writing? I always wondered that. Is it like when you're making a comedy movie? Because so many
like I'm just doing this for the first time, so what the fuck do I know?
Well, but you've written jokes. You've written jokes, and now you're writing a funny movie. So that's why I'm asking you. Is it similar to you?
Once we get to the dialogues written out and I know the way the conversations go, and then I can go back in, like that's the point I was at last time. So once we're there, then it is more like writing jokes. But I was just thinking, I was like, anybody that actually watched the movie would, from what I said, would already know kind of who comes back and whatever. Anyway, because only one person fucking dies. But I'm sure that they're not going to watch us.
Yeah, don't worry about it. You'll be good.
But no, it's kind of, so once you get to the dialogue and then breaking down what they're actually saying, going back and forth, that's closer to joke writing. But being able to take it from an outline and just like he'll put in whatever he wants anyway. But it's like I'm now going kind of crazy with the original outline that I'm giving, and I wrote this song, and he's like, dude, we can't run that song. He's like, that guy is gonna kill me already. Like, so because I used somebody's name in it just as a joke. I was like, let's just see what he says. So he's like, we can't do that. So I was like, okay. But he's fun though. Like we push the envelope on a lot of shit, and he doesn't care. Like that's the whole point of it. He wants it to be super outlandish. And when we had the last script, I kind of argued with him. Like not argued with him, but I was like, it's a little far on some of the scenes. And then once we did the rewatch deal, I realized how him going too far was the deal. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
That's why everybody was so pumped on it, because they were like, I can't believe we did that. Like it was because it was so crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was asking about the joke thing because I just always wondered if a lot of you have two different types of like funny people in movies, right? You have comedians that make it to the big screen, and then you have like someone like Will Ferrell, who I've seen Will Ferrell perform on stage, but he does more like sketch comedy. I've seen him actually a couple of times perform, and it's more like you're in watching one of his movies, right? But I was wondering if like it's going to be ad-libbed, like done right there, or is it going to be like are you writing some funny shit out? But I guess it's way too early for that.
No, I mean I'm still writing funny stuff in. Obviously stuff gets written in funny, but I think when you come down to like actual dialogue in it, you're going to end up changing stuff. I would say in that, like, and I haven't gone through the whole process, so I don't know, but I would imagine once you go to actually
Shoot.
filming, it's going to be different, which is the exact same way jokes are though. If I was to sit here and write a joke out word for word, I would go on stage and deliver it totally different anyway. I would go up and just edit on stage, and I've always done that. So I've gotten to the point now where it's probably not necessarily the best, but I write down premises. I go to mics and I say the premises. And like the first time, sometimes I go off on it. Sometimes I end up just saying the premise and working it out, and then it goes from there. But I don't really write I've tried to write full jokes out, and I end up omitting like big ass segments of them while I'm on stage anyway. So I'm like, all right.
Yeah. So
I do it a couple times.
That's what I'm getting at. That's what I was getting at.
I'll do it a couple times, and then I'll write it down the way that I've been saying it.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, I was wondering so it is kind of similar. It's similar in a way.
Yeah, and like I said, and I'm sure you're gonna have the premise of the dialogue and you're gonna have it written out. But the day of, if you guys got jokes or something comes up or something organic happens or whatever, you're for sure gonna switch it. Or I was thinking about that too, like kind of what you said. Like if you have Steve Martin in your movie or Eddie Murphy or fucking Dave Chappelle, you're going to probably let them go on set and be like, okay, let's take a couple sets. You guys say whatever comes to mind. This is what's going on. Versus if you have just a straight actor or somebody that's not an actor, you're going to be like, listen, stick with the fucking script here and just say what it says here on the paper.
I've always wondered that though, because then think about someone like Chris Farley. There's no way there is no way. I don't know at all. This is all just me guessing, but there is no way you're controlling that man.
No, I'm sure.
Like you're not telling him, oh, this is your line. Like he's just going off. It's more physical, obviously, but
I'm sure did. I'm sure there was obviously a script, but I'm when you get to a point where there's a ridiculous part in the sentence, they know that they can ad lib if they come up with something that's if you're not them. No, maybe try one or two. But if you suck, then just stick with the script. But like, if you're Farley and or Farrell or any of those guys, and you start just coming up with ridiculous shit, then eventually you're gonna hit on something that's better than whatever a lot of times than what the writer wrote.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I was on 2 movie sets in my life, and one was a funny movie, and one was a more.
The other one was the one where you're on the wrong end of a gangbang with the Denver Nuggets.
You knew about that? I had a mask on.
You said one of them was funny. So
Is there a wrong end? What are you talking about?
That was the funny. That was the funny one I was in, and I had a mask on.
That was the comedy.
It must have been the birthmark on my ass.
I know what it says.
But no, actually, I was on set of the 25th Hour when I was a kid.
I don't even know what that is.
Edward Norton.
Unbelievable.
Classic.
Yeah, it's a Spike Lee film. I sat with Spike as a kid and watched
No big
for
deal.
2 days. And Philip Seymour Hoffman was in it, and my friend was in it. And I was in the trailer with my buddy was Tony Saragusa, and I was in the trailer with him. I was reading Edward Norton's lines for him. It's the first time this guy's he's an athlete. He never did a movie, and even Tony, he ad-libbed a bunch of parts, and it was great. He did great, and it was really cool to see. But the actors, man, I was doing in the trailer. I was doing what's his name? We just said his name.
Edward Norton.
I was doing Edward Norton's lines to Tony, and so I knew them. We've been doing it for 2 days straight. The scene that I was there for, and he wasn't on that script at all, but it was fucking better. And it's like Spike Lee, you would think the egos. I don't know. It was just very interesting. It was a very interesting process and really crazy. So I can't imagine with comedy, if they're doing that with a film that's not funny, and it's more of a serious type. It was a very serious film, and so I don't know. It's just something I really would like to. I would love to watch a comedy, even though I don't know how many comedies are really even filmed anymore. What was the last good comedy that you guys can remember?
It's gonna be this one. It's gonna be the next one.
No, that's awesome.
We're gonna have action sports guys. So it's basically set around an action sports event and guys that do action sports. So the interludes in between the scenes are just we're gonna make up reasons to have dudes shred, and we're just gonna get really good ass riders or skateboarders or BMXers or whatever, and just film them shredding for interludes in between everything, but actually have real ass, the best people or some of the best guys fucking shredding.
It reminds me of, I've never seen it, but it reminds me of from everything you've told me, it reminds me of a better produced Big Brother. You guys remember Big Brother?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
That's where Jackass and all that.
Yeah, that's where Jackass originated from.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, well, I mean, this is going to be a better produced version of his old movie, basically, is what he's, wants to do. Because he didn't, that's the first movie that he did, so.
This is more it sounds more like Animal Chin. That's the old school fucking.
Well, it's going to
be Tony Hawk movie,
No. It's more
right, like a comedy with every.
It's
not
more
comedy,
it's I would say
all the dudes in it just fucking ripping in between
the ratio parts, the ratio was more Gleaming the Cube.
Okay. No, Rad.
No, there was there was tons of riding and Rad. That's my point. It's gonna be more movie with riding sprinkled in, and that's how Gleaming the Cube was. It was mostly story, and then you had a little bit of it was a story following along with somebody that skated, but he didn't just skate in every scene.
Yes, that's cool, man. I'm excited to watch you to go through this process. It's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, I'm pumped for the opportunity.
I just want one of those satin jackets that has the name of the movie stitched on the back. I'm sure the production team will have those. Just get me one of those, or one of those chairs that has written on the back.
Yeah,
just that's all. Like hook
That's
me up.
it.
Come on, man. Everybody likes swag. I love the swag.
I don't know that they just give. Maybe you just get the thing off of the chair. Probably not the whole chair.
So yeah, man, they need
got
that
thing
back.
that slips over it.
Oh my god.
That would still be cool. I'm excited to see where it goes.
Oh yeah.
But the comedy definitely got me in. So I did I told you guys this before. He had a TV show on Fuel TV, and we produced segments for him. So that's where I even got to know him, and we're friends on Facebook. And then he started seeing me do comedy. So then he was like, And then I was like, dude, I'm writing dirt bike jokes too. So he's like, okay, maybe we need to talk about this. So
Yeah, I'm psyched, man. I'm really psyched to watch you do this.
I'm always like,
hey,
I'm always worried he's gonna be like, guess what? We don't need you anymore.
You're the real fucking Hollywood fucking welcome.
That's great.
You got all your jokes. Like, get the fuck out of here, you motherfucker.
Well, well, just
like, hey, the third act is done, and all of a sudden it's like the number you have called is disconnected.
It's like we don't think your writing's up to par later. We'll be like, oh, god damn it.
Are you playing a character in the movie too?
No. I'm sure. I mean, I don't know. He was an extra in his last one, so maybe we'll stand in on some screen or something. I don't know.
If you can't get Tony Hawk, will you play Tony Hawk?
No, he had Tony Hawk in the first one. So
What'd you say?
I know
he had awesome. Tony Hawk in the first one. I think he'll come back. He's also gonna have Tony Horton, P90X dude.
Oh yeah. Wait, no.
No, he's not the P90X, is he? The guy with the fucking frizzy hair?
Frizzy hair.
No, weren't we talking about this the last time? Was his name Tony Little?
No.
Yeah, Tony Little. Isn't it that guy?
No, he's gonna be in it too, but
that guy's amazing.
Yeah.
That guy's amazing.
But
that
no,
guy.
Tony,
you gotta get him one of them fucking skiing machines things.
That guy is. I'm way more excited for him than fucking Jim Horton or whatever fuck you said.
The Reverend Horton Heat.
Tony Little's gonna have a big part.
Didn't Tony Little like get locked up for shaking someone down allegedly?
I don't know.
Wrong story.
I'm
thinking about the fucking.
I don't know, maybe.
The other infomercial guy.
Yeah, you're thinking of Tony Little Italy. That's a totally different guy, bro.
You're thinking of the guy that did the yayo. Didn't somebody get in trouble for the ShamWow guy?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm thinking.
Bro, didn't the ShamWow guy?
Clint, that is exactly what I'm thinking about. What did the ShamWow guy do?
I don't know. I think
beat the shit out of a hooker or something.
I don't know.
Or
she did all his blow.
Yeah, or like get the shit kicked out of him by like a hooker or something like that.
Someone did too much blow and got the shit kicked out of him.
1,000%. Bro, he was like, I think he was like holding her captive or something, and like burning her with crack pipes, like fucking Rick James.
I think that's Rick James.
And I think she like bit his face. Yo, I'm telling you, it was like some shit like that. Wait, allegedly. Sorry. As long as you say that at the end, you're good. I in no way know what's going on with the ShamWow guy, but I think that was a thing.
I'm thinking about in quarantine getting a mullet. I think when I go back to the dojo and Tiff's, I want to have a fucking sweet mullet.
That'd be pretty cool.
You know?
My hair's fucking out of control.
In 2009, Shlomi. Oh yeah, Offer Shlomi. The fucking guy's first name is Offer. Offer.
Okay, Offer Shlomi. What did he do? He's a ShamWow?
Offer Shlomi is the ShamWow guy, also known as Vince Offer. I know what is going on here. He already has too many names. I don't trust him.
Oh yeah.
Was arrested for repeatedly punching a Florida prostitute after she bit his tongue. Police records showed. The professional peddler was never charged, but his bruised and bloody mugshot soiled his image.
Ah,
there it is.
It's that fucking Mandela effect. I could have swore it was fucking
shit.
Steve Irwin from fucking Animal Planet. punching
Steve
right,
Irwin?
wasn't it? That's what I could have. He was selling.
That's terrible.
Apparently,
Steve Irwin was there.
That's the ShamWow guy.
That's it.
Wow.
What's his name?
That's
What's his name? Shlomo.
Yeah, Shlomo Hawkins. That's after he got beat up by the hooker. Apparently, she punched back. She bit his tongue and fucking beat him up. How did she not get in trouble at all?
You know what's funny? In my mind, I don't know why I called him Steve Irwin. I thought it was this guy.
Oh my God.
No, that's
Billy,
the
is that
Flex
Billy
Seal.
Mays?
Yeah, I
Billy
thought it was
Mays,
that
Flex
guy.
Seal, bro.
Yo, Chuck was fucking Billy Mays for Halloween a bunch of years ago. I think that was the year he was Billy Mays and I was Hunter Thompson, and his costume was fucking the tits. It was a great, like his whole red beard and fucking, minimal hair was all black. He had this, and he fucking walked into the party. And he's like, Billy Mays here, fucking yeah.
Something tragic happened to that guy. Didn't he get hit in the head in an airport or something and died?
Who?
Billy Mays. It's like the fucking
In an airport?
I mean, an airplane. I think a bowling ball fell on his fucking head while he was sitting. And it knocked him out. And he just died. Allegedly. He might still be alive.
No, that dude's definitely dead.
No, Billy Mays' death came up as soon as I went to.
Yeah, 100%.
I think he
that
had
other
a
guy,
heart
the Flex
attack.
Seal guy is like the new fucking guy.
Cause of
That's
death.
a curse, man.
Cause of death: hypertensive heart disease. Also, cocaine.
See, I'm mixing all the fucking stories together. All of them.
Yeah, he slipped on a train and landed in a pile of cocaine.
Mm-hmm. I knew it.
And that was the end.
Vince offer Shlomo.
What'd you say, Governor Cuomo?
Vince offer Shlomo.
Vince.
Billy Mays the third.
Shlomo.
Offer.
Offer.
Is Offer his first or last name?
That's his first name. Offer Shlomo.
Offer Shlomo.
There's
Vincent.
no O at the end.
That's a crook, man. He's selling you fucking paper towels.
He's beating
1000%.
hookers.
He's selling paper towels. Fucking showed you how much they fucking mop up. It's a fucking. It's a paper towel in a nice box.
Yeah.
He's beating hookers.
It's like I'm gonna use my fame to get prostitutes and then bite them.
Oh man. So guys, I wouldn't be lying if I'm excited but also nervous. I'll be on Tinfoil Hat this Thursday.
Nice.
Very exciting news.
Don't poop.
Nah, I won't poop.
Well, poop beforehand.
Yeah. Do a fear dump prior to the.
Get that out of the way.
I just hope I don't become like I don't want to do any of the MK Ultra glitches. You ever watch any of those videos?
Drink a lot of water and don't drink any booze.
No.
That doesn't go well.
I made one with a dirt bike guy that stuttered a couple times. So I was like, I made a video that said that Cooper Webb was under government mind control.
Oh, nice.
And nobody thought it was as funny as I did.
Dude, it's MK Ultra is everywhere. It's so hot right now. It's like the hottest fucking thing.
Hot.
MK Ultra. It's so hot right now.
MK Ultra is the hottest fucking topic. I'm like people that never talk about conspiracy talking about MK Ultra. It's amazing.
It was on Wendy Williams this morning.
It was on Regis and Kathy Lee. Regis and Kathy.
Yeah, if you go back to the fall of 1996, Regis and Kathy Lee clearly say on national television that MK Ultra is a real program and that everyone is involved. Look into it.
They just watched the video of Al Roker fucking freaking out over and over.
What is that? To keep on fucking that chicken?
No, did you ever see Al Roker freak out and they say Holy Ghost?
What?
Someone says, "Oh yeah," some like country guys like, "Yeah," and I'll in the Holy Ghost, and all of a sudden Al Roker's like,
"What is?"
But like for 2 minutes, dude. He's like,
what?
Yeah.
Why?
And there's one with Shaq because it's their MK Ultra. It's like suppose if you click off like their buzzword, like they're like ready to like just fucking become Charles Manson. You say their
See that?
buzzword, they're right.
You can't do that though. It like can't work like that. It's not like that's like the way, as per I understand it. There's no way that it works off of like one word. It's like impossible word combinations. You know what I'm saying?
This
Must
fucking country
kill
western guy hit 'em
Arrigo
all. If you don't believe me,
Palazzo.
pull it up.
No, but like he has. I don't know. They must know then. You know. Because it's not like you would say a normal fucking sentence. It's like, oh, hey, it's a beautiful day out. You're like, what?
They glitch though. You ever see that? Like a celebrity watch when you guys are bored one night, just YouTube celebrity glitching.
Was that like what we have here when it's like, brrr?
We're gonna get accused of that shit with Clint all the time. When he's like,
Yeah. So you know what happens?
Sometimes when that happens to Clint, it sounds. Never mind. Say it sounds like my brain fucking used to sound like sometimes in some of those clubs. Like,
fizzling out.
Oh
my god.
So I'm so happy I took it down a notch and didn't go too crazy on talking about too much crazy shit today.
Why is that? Well, it's early in the week. You have plenty of time to let all that stuff process.
Yeah. Well,
you know.
Hey, you started work. How was that?
Today wasn't bad. You know, went in, saw a couple of my guys and saw a couple of people that work there, etc. Just kind of, I was like bringing the cars in for them and like like keeping them super clean for customers and like this and that. So.
Here comes the shilling part. He's gonna talk about his job and how they make sure everything is sanitized.
Yeah, no, it's definitely like a thing.
No, but what I want to ask you, without exposing where you work, did you have to? Because seriously, we're starting to talk about like when we reopen it, and a couple cooks said it to me, and they're like, "Well, we have to stand do you have to stand 6 feet apart from your coworkers?" Serious question. I'm not even...
I mean, yes, you know what I mean.
Is that like part of the guidelines?
So in certain instances, I mean, it's impossible to be. It's not impossible. I mean, when you're working, when there's people working on a car, you can obviously respect the the distances. All of the service advisors that are there, I think we only have really 2, and then like a manager that's in his own office. The girls in reception are in, one girl's behind one desk, another girl's probably 7 or 8 feet away. They have like these big fucking plastic shields in front of them and all that stuff.
Really?
Oh yeah, man. It's all like, and so same thing with service advisors. Like when you go into the lane, it's all big plastic shields. Everything's like taped, like yellow, being like, don't fucking walk. Like it's really? Like this is 6 feet away. You know what I'm saying? It's like if you're working with this person, there's like a box taped out, and it's like if you're gonna get out, if you feel the need to get out of the fucking car, you stand right here.
That's for a customer?
Yes.
Okay, no, that's so again, but for you guys.
So for them,
that's my question more. Is the employees together? Like, is there
no? There's no congregating. There's no like with the the kids that work for me. Like I was just talking to them. How's everybody? How's the family? Blah blah blah. But again, we're all we're in a large enough area. Like my area in the back is 5 bays, so we're in a large enough area where we can keep our space and just trying to build back up, trying to get people back to work.
I'm just
that shit's important too.
I'm really interested in like my the cooking in the kitchen. You get close to each other.
Yeah, no, I know.
And I feel like it's going to be regulated. So I'm like, how is that going to work? Actually, I to be honest with you, I didn't think about it. I just called my cooks to check up on them today, and my one cook who had a second job, I thought he was good. He said, nah, that place closed a long time ago. I'm like, oh fuck. And he's in a city where he lives in a city.
Is there a way, and I know, is there a way where it's like, in order to here's an idea, just to like keep people employed, So like, it's like, let's say instead of like, 5 cooks all on the same line, what if it's like you had, one dude that came in at like from 10 to 12 and just did one motherfucking job. Like he just made chicken all day. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then he left, and then it's like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know.
No, it's a new challenge. 100%. 100%.
You see what I'm saying? Where it's like, okay, you come in for your shit. It's like, listen, you obviously can't work fucking 40 hours a week right off the rip. So you come in Tuesday and Thursday. All I need you to do is prepare like these fucking 2 dishes. We're gonna, pull the menu down a couple items, blah blah blah, and like really just push this. And then it's like that way it keeps everybody employed, it keeps everybody busy, and it kind of keeps and again, maybe it's just like a way, like a small compromise, where it's like, okay, the chicken was cooked like 4 hours, but don't they do that most of the time in restaurants anyway? Not all the time, but it's not. No. Everything's not always like fucking made to order, right? Like it's like impossible in a place like your size, no? Or
oh yeah, no. Most of our stuff gets done downstairs. I like to say, most of our stuff is prepped. It starts off raw, and it's one guy, and then we're gonna cook it off, right? So it's all prepped
as it's right, like before the
shit. That's why we run out of things at that place. That's why sometimes on a Saturday night by comedy time, someone wants chicken fingers. We don't have them because everything is made to order. That's kind of what hurt us in this situation, but it might also kind of help us reopen. The problem is when you're rocking and rolling, everyone's on top of each other. I think I said to you guys, like the last day when I started really thinking about this thing, is this thing real and everything? I started getting skeeved out by guys. I never realized how close I worked with so many people. It was the first time my brain went there, like, wow, this kid's really up on my shit right now, because that's just the way we work. We're on top of each other. We're grabbing and going over this one. I'm right behind you, to your right, to your left. It's just how it's always been, especially in this location. Out of all of them, it's the smallest kitchen. So for the last 3-4 years, I've been just on top of, like, we've been on top of each other. That's just how you cook there. So that's a new challenge I've had to figure out. A cook said to me, so but we're gonna need less cooks because we have to stay away from each other. I'm like, wow, because it's just all about, when you're in the kitchen, you're working together. You get to a point where you almost have like telepathy. Like when I'm working that window with my food runner, you guys have seen, like, it's like we have little like movements and stuff where we don't even speak, where we're just like, he knows, okay, I'm coming here to grab this, and he knows what's going on. And like, that's what happens. That's like it becomes a symbiotic relationship in a kitchen. But that's going to be a new challenge that I never thought about till literally 3 hours ago. I wasn't thinking about us. So I want to ask you, like, I was thinking like, okay, because I'm thinking about my family, right? 3 people in my family, like, we're close on top of each other. We're not. So I hate the fucking word social distancing. I hate it. We're not doing that with each other, but if someone was to come by the house, they stand in the driveway and drop something off or whatever, right? And I guess when we open, or whatever the fuck you want to call it, or whatever it happens, where we go back to work, and you just went back to work, whatever. And I was just wondering if, like, I guess I was looking at it with a different lens. Yeah, you're gonna have to be apart from each other, which is hard in certain situations.
It is. I mean,
we'll have to figure it out.
I'm not gonna lie. Like, I haven't fucking seen Nicky in a month. Because like when he's off of work, he's with his lady down the shore, and I haven't seen Nicky in a month. And like, I haven't talked to him about anything, and a lot of heavy shit has happened and this and that. And I hugged that dude for like 2 minutes straight, man. I missed the fuck out of Nicky. And it was awesome to, just see even coworkers. I hate work, but it's, it is what it is. But at least I got to see people that I do fucking care about. It's like, it's just, everything's been such a fucking blur. And it's just, but it was like, damn, man, like, certain aspects of it you do miss. Like, I hate fucking working my balls off and this and that, but it's, it is good to try to regain focus like that. And, you just need to be respectful of people's space, and yes, be a fucking chill and keep everything super clean and blah blah blah. But just whatever we got to do, man. I don't know. I was never expecting some shit like this to happen. So like, everybody's just gotta be fucking cool for 5 minutes.
Yeah,
be cool.
Yeah, and everyone's got. I keep saying, I know it's cliche, but I keep saying we just gotta weather the storm. Just gotta weather the fucking storm.
What the fuck else is there? You know what I mean? It's like, arguing and fucking freaking out, being like, "Fuck you, I'm an American, I have rights. I'm gonna go fucking do this and that." And it's just like, all right, man. What's the matter?
The only thing that fucking scares the shit out of me is if, God forbid, we go back and all of a sudden, which I don't know where I stand on this thing. I don't know what conspiracy I'm taking on down this one. I really don't. 1 minute, I'm fucking, fuck this. I'm not wearing a mask. I'm good. It's all fake. The next minute is like, hey, you know, so and so died. It's like, you know, I don't know. But I forgot where I was going with this, but I don't know. It's fucking weird, but we just gotta. But I was saying, we gotta weather the storm. We just gotta get through it. And oh, I know what I was saying. My biggest fear is we go back to normal. We go back to work, especially because I work with a lot of younger kids that definitely don't give a fuck. As far as like, you know, they're younger. To them, the media's telling them they don't get sick, and then we go back to it, and it's like all of a sudden this big uptick.
Yeah, of course it's going to be.
That would be the worst case scenario.
Here's the fucking hilarious part. Well, one, flatten the curve. Not end it. They're not ending the shit. They're just flattening it. They're just dragging out a longer period of time. Obviously, that's what everybody goes, wait a couple of weeks. Listen to scientists, wait a couple of weeks, and then we'll go back. And I'm like, what happens in a couple of weeks? There's still no, what do I sound like, a robot or something? There's still no fucking cure. Like, so what are we doing?
Dude, you have echo on like number 11. If you go to 10, you have it on like 11.
It's like, the meter is like going like this and so much. That was awesome. God damn it. I hope that plays back like that. That was so amazing.
It was pretty awesome.
You were sitting there like, I, jump, you,
flatten the curve.
I thought you were fucking with us.
Yeah, I thought you were too.
Yeah. God, I hope that plays back like that. That was so good.
Let's hear it.
Does it? Can you do that?
How
Can you
am I going to play it back?
Yeah, there you are.
What do you mean? I'm just talking. It's still like that? Hold on.
Yeah, you're fucking with it.